Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today we're talking about the benefits. We're talking about the benefits of being provided for in a relationship, why it's so important for relation polarity, and why it's just so important even for the man to fall and stay in love and for his happiness. Yeah. So this is going to be a bonus call for my course, Call in Your Provider. I'm going to take down this video in a few days, so make sure to watch it fully if you're interested knowing what's inside. And if you would like to purchase the course Call in Your Provider, I will put the link in the description box down below. And also, if you have any questions about how to communicate with a provider, how to inspire a man to become a provider. Maybe you are in a marriage, but your man doesn't provide. All of that is in my course, Calling Your Provider. So make sure to grab it. All right, let's get started with the training. Calling Your Provider bonus call. The benefits of being provided for, even though you don't need it, even though you are a successful woman who has her own money, who can do everything herself, you can take care of yourself, everything is just good. What are the benefits of being provided for? Why is it so important for polarity? So, ladies, we have been talking about this before, right? That if a man sees you as another man, he will not fall in love. And even though you can look as beautiful and even sexual and even good looking and attractive as you want, if a man sees you as a self-sufficient person who doesn't need him, who, is self-led, he will see you as another man. He might even see you as a competitor. I see so many women going on dates and saying, oh no, I did this better than you, and giving the man advice and competing who has the better degree, who has more money, and thinking he'll be impressed by me and then choose me. No, that couldn't be like even further from the truth. If a man sees you as competition, he sees you as another man, he will not provide, even if he is a provider. So that's another thing here. Some men are provider, but there is a part that you need to bring to that conversation. There is a part where you need to know how to actually invite this from a man. And as I mentioned in my other bonus video, not every man is going to be a provider. Some men are just simply not available because they are too busy with their work, or they are right now giving 150% in their growth. They may be studying, they may be very young, on the side having two businesses, are working out. They're just busy with themselves. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? And there are men who just simply are little boys who, not even boys, unhealthy, who just want to take advantage of a woman, who just want to use another human being for his own pleasure. So that's obviously not very healthy, right? But let's say that you filter all of those guys out and you only talk to those healthy men who actually are provider. In this concept, you still have to show up as the feminine, receptive person, as the one who is open for that. Yeah. And in the Calling Your Provider course, you have learned, go back to that course if you have access or get it. You have learned how to communicate so that a man sees you as his as the person that he can provide to. And again, all of that doesn't only work in dating, honestly. Once I started applying those concepts, my brother started providing anything for me that I wanted. Made friends as well, because this is just beyond just beyond the romantic relationship. And even you could have this relationship with women. And as I mentioned before, sometimes I am also the person who's in a healthy masculine energy, who's providing. I'm helping so many women in this world, in the dating and relationship problems, right? And even making content which is for free. This is my healthy masculine way of providing for the world. Yeah. And it makes me happy, it makes me feel good, it makes me feel like there is a meaning. And I even like to do this more than just relaxing on my pool and drinking my drinks. Because, there's just nothing more beautiful to just contribute to help others. And that is the healthy masculine energy that we all have, not only men. But in a relationship, obviously, we want to have polarity, right? We want to have this deep attraction to our partner, not only the first week or month, but lifelong passion, lifelong deep attraction, this gut level attraction I was talking about before, where a man just thinks the first thing about you in the morning and the last thing before he goes to bed. And he just thinks, what else can I do for her? She's my goddess. I just want to make her happy. And all of that is very, very healthy and it's very fulfilling for a man. So it's always a win-win. As I mentioned, if someone doesn't want to be this person, just let him go. There's no big deal to that. Okay, the benefits of letting a man provide even though you don't need him is that you create this polarity where you are the feminine, the one who's receiving, and he's the masculine, the one who can give. And there will be moments where he maybe is overwhelmed, maybe he is sick, or maybe he's going through something. Then, you know, the good news is you have yourself. You can take care of yourself in the moments when, even when he's sick, you can take care of him, right? But generally, for the polarity purpose, a man will feel like a man when he can provide, when he can take care of your needs and desires. And a man who's actually using a woman for his pleasure, or even wants a woman, and sometimes there are feminine men, by the way, that's another thing. Most of them aren't, but there are sometimes feminine men who want the woman to take care of their needs and desires and to provide for them. Like, that's all reversed, and there are women who love that too. I love to do this for my mom, for my sister, for my female clients. I don't like to be the person who does that for any man, honestly. So, yeah, but everybody has to decide themselves. But anyways, let's go back to the topic. In a relationship, it's really healthy when a man provides because he's going to feel good about himself. He's going to feel like a man. So it's literally raising his self-esteem. Yeah, it's an investment. And if you are into investments, you understand what it means. He gets more out of it than what he gives. And yeah, so number one. Number two is that when he can be in his masculine energy and you can be in the feminine energy of just being, receiving, sharing needs and desires, letting your own masculine energy of taking care of yourself rest and letting him step up to take care of you, it creates a beautiful polarity where the sexual attraction and the passion, and it can literally feel like an addiction to each other, can stay there for a lifetime, not only for a few weeks or months. Yeah, and even in early dating, it makes a man even more obsessed about you. It makes a man invested in you. And when a man is invested in you, he's more likely to commit because he's like, I did so much for her and I want to continue doing things for her. She's my woman, she's my queen. I want to provide for her. I'm there for her. So it helps with the polarity of you being the feminine and he's being the masculine. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to abandon your masculine side, which can get things done, which can take care of people. Give it back to yourself, give it back to your kids, give it back to your family members, open a business, have a hobby, use you on as a woman providing energy, because we all have masculine and feminine energy, but use this need to give and do things for others in other channels, right? This is why I am just working so much, because I love giving and helping others. But I'm not going to do this in my relationship because it really will, destroy the polarity and the attraction and the emotional intimacy. Okay. And then we already mentioned the third point, which is, so let's recap. The first point, it's that the man is going to feel bad about himself. The second point is that the polarity will be there, and there will be like this deep attraction. And the third point, why you, even if you are a self-sufficient, high-achieving, highly earning woman, have to let the guy provide for you and take care of you. And again, it's not just about money, it's about a man who cares for you, who wants to fulfill your needs and desires, who wants to make you happy. Why this is so important is because a man needs to invest his time, energy, and money to fall in love and to stay in love. Good committed men, they will obviously stay in the marriage, but if you want to see your man being in love with you, adoring you, if you want to see your man, being obsessed with you, you have to be the one who is like the feminine one, who is in your body, who is sharing your needs and desires. But you also have to be the one who can receive his providing. And the beauty of that is that this makes you, because you are a self-sufficient, high-achieving woman, this makes you literally a match to most men, because you gonna be flexible on how much he can provide for you, because there are seasons of life in a marriage throughout the lifetime, right? Where, as I mentioned, a man can also fall sick. He can lose his job and be stressed for a month or two. And that's okay for a short period of time. And things are going to get into balance. But maybe in those stressful situations, you can just take care of yourself a little bit more, give yourself more attention. Um, do things more for yourself. Where you're used to, he is picking up your laundry, you do it yourself now for you. Yeah. So you get the point. There are moments of weakness. I do not believe that a man who is in a moment of weakness, maybe he really lost his job, that he should date. Because if you as a man, maybe watching this right now, want to be a provider, want to be with a high value woman, you should not be in a moment of weakness. You should work on yourself. You should work on your health. You should work on your career. And once you have some extra space, then go out and dating. Because if you don't have the extra space, you're gonna be overwhelmed and stressed, and you're gonna regret and resent the woman wanting things from you. So be in a healthy place, be in a good place in your life where you have some extra time and energy and money to invest in a relationship. Okay. And by the way, a lot of women tell me that this is what they want to do. I need to be in a good place to go to dating. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you are right now very sick, maybe, just like I used to have chronic fatigue, I literally had the whole day brain fog. I couldn't think. I was just so tired. It was good that I bring myself to a healthy place by changing my diet. Okay, before dating, but I believe even back then I could already have been dating. So I think for a woman it's not that important to be in a stable place, because she brings herself to the table. She brings her feminine being and energy to the table, and not necessarily um the financial success. But by the way, but what I just change the topics, but what I found very helpful for both women and men is to work on yourself, on your emotional mastery before you enter a relationship. Because when you're always very reactive, and not everyone is yelling, I was reactive in a way that where I would just ghost people, ghost men, and out of fear, I would just lose interest really quickly. So I worked on myself to be able to be in a healthy relationship. So I suggest you doing your inner work, at least for men and women entering a relationship. Okay. And yeah, for men, it's better if you work on your financial stress before, if you have any extra time. And if you don't have extra time, you don't have extra money, then wait a little bit. Good. So a man has to invest his time, energy, and money in order to fall in love and stay in love. Okay. And that is why it is so important, even when you are dating, that you allow the man to pick you up. You allow the man to pay for the date, to bring your flowers, and you should actually even expect that. Um, because when he invests in you, he falls in love. And in the relationship, in a long-term relationship, engagement, marriage, he needs to continue doing things for you to stay in love. Okay? People, not even men, also women, they love things more that they care about, right? Like the care and love goes hand in hand unless they're forced to, which luckily they are not, because you are just a dream girl, the woman who can take care of herself in case that he has stress or he, is sick or something. But if he is chronically stressed, he chronically needs you to take care of yourself, then he just isn't ready for a relationship. He doesn't have the space. Like, even imagine, I just have this here as an example. This water bottle, right? There is some space left. So he has maybe some extra time to give to you. This is important that a man is in this place. Okay. Now let's quickly talk about again how you as a self-sufficient, independent woman can allow a man to take care of you. We talked already about it. You've got to be patient because sometimes you might feel like it's just so much easier to do it myself. And I feel like that a lot of the times with so many people who clean my room, people who assist me in my business, people who I delegate tasks with, not only the men that I was dating or I was with, yeah. So it's about delegation, allowing to delegate. And at some point, you might be feeling like, "Ah, I'm just so much faster doing everything by myself." But it's an important skill as an entrepreneur. But even when you're not an entrepreneur, you are just in a relationship, it's important that you allow him to do these things. See it as a delegation because you are a queen, you delegate things to him, and he benefits from that, and you benefit from that. He gets to fall in love, he gets to invest in you, he gets to feel like a hero, like a man, and he gets to feel good about himself, and the polarity is coming. And sometimes, as I mentioned, if he's doing things worse than you, I had a client, she was telling me that, oh, my man takes care of me. He is cutting the ananas for me. And she said she had to close the door of the kitchen because she could not watch this guy cutting the ananas. He was like cutting half of the ananas and just throwing it away. And she was like, why would he do that? I know the perfect technique. You just cut like this, and then you take out the little pieces from the middle without throwing everything away. But she didn't want to teach him because that's like more the motherly energy. She could bring it up later and ask him nicely if he's open to learn how to do it. But in this moment, she was just patient. Okay, let him do it. He will figure it out. And they had like the best polarity, and the polarity in the marriage, um, sorry, in the relationship was growing. Okay. So you've got to be patient, and you've got to allow yourself to be seen as a queen because this is who you are. You are a queen. You are not the person who is handicapped, who cannot cut her own ananas, or who cannot pay for her own things, or who cannot do things for herself. No, you're a queen, and you allow your man to do those things for the benefits of the relationship, for him to feel good about himself. And honestly, life is long, and you also don't know if you ever get sick, if you ever, maybe you go through pregnancy, and especially if you want to have kids with this man, it's such a blessing to be with a provider man because he is going to, out of his biggest heart, just take care of you, just love you, and be there for you as much as he can. And he's not going to make you feel like you are a burden. He's going to make you feel like, I love being there for you. I love taking care of you, and I love taking care of our kids. And it's just a wonderful thing. And as I mentioned, I'm not saying that as a woman you never can do things for your partner. Absolutely you can. Yeah. Um, in a relationship, especially not just in dating, you shouldn't do much for him, honestly. When you're just dating, you should not provide much for him and do much for him. He is there to compete for you, to give you the ring, to commit to you, and but and claim you. But once you're in a relationship, I do believe that you get to take care of him too, especially in his weak moments, and you get to give back more to him than when you are dating. In dating, maybe 10% you can give back, but when you're in a marriage, you can give back up to 30%. And what I mean by giving back, I'm not saying that it's like transactional. He scratch your back, you scratch his back. No, that's not what I mean. But you obviously also love him. You obviously also have this healthy provider mentality inside you. So maybe you see him being a bit stressed or thirsty, you can just give him a cup of tea or something like that. Or he's stressed late for work, you can just maybe helping out with something little or something like that. Or he has a birthday and you give him a little gift. So as I mentioned, as a woman, you also can take care of him, especially in a long-term relationship. That should be reduced. But what I'm seeing my clients, my successful independent women doing is like overwhelming this man with their love, with their gifts, with their messages, with their attention, with their lunches, with everything, especially early dating. And unfortunately, only like a alpha masculine man will be turned off by that. He will not like that. He will feel uncomfortable receiving that. So he might even see you as a man then. He might be like, yeah, she's such a good friend. He will value you if he's a good man, especially a provider man, but he will not fall in love. You're taking away his um his ability to feel special, to feel like a hero. You're taking away his ability to be the masculine leader, to be the one who can provide. And a lot of the times it just takes space. So I talked about patience to allow him to do his own thing. And trust me, ladies, if you're in a long-term relationship with a man like that, he's gonna learn slowly how to cut this ananas. He's gonna learn slowly what you like, right? He's gonna learn that I don't know, you like this, you don't like this, and how to do things. But be patient and also allow him the space. Allow him the space to step up. A lot of women, they step up too quickly before allowing a man to do it. Just like, oh, because I know how to do it, just give me the knife back. I am cutting the ananas myself. No, let him figure it out. He can maybe watch a YouTube video. He can ask you even for support, but don't coach a man. Don't mother him and coach a man without him asking. If he needs support, he will ask. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you yourself feel like I'm the right match for you, I am the person that you would like to work with on your dating and relationship goals, please reach out for a free love audit call to ellie.taylor.coaching@gmail.com. Or you can also see in the description box if there is a link for that. And thank you so much for watching, and may you attract your provider. All right, ladies, thank you so much for watching. And if you would like to see part 1 of this bonus call, and also if you would like to purchase the whole course, Call in Your Provider, I will put the link in the description box. This is a bonus recording for my course, Call in Your Provider. And I decided to put it on YouTube, but I will take it down in a few days and put it in my course, Call in Your Provider. And yeah, the whole course you get to access with the link in the description box. And if you would like to have more trainings like that on YouTube, if you would like to see more of that, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I see you in the next one.